This is Valley News Live at noon.
New for you now at noon. Groups in Minneapolis are making other major pushes to get rid of the police department there. People are going door to door to try and persuade voters to replace the police with a new public safety unit that would have peace officers. The initiative is on a ballot this November. The effort to abolish the police department is well funded, with one organization donating $500,000 to the cause. Also new at noon, the Grand Forks Police Department is warning the community of a high-risk sex offender in the city. 34-year-old Michael McGee is now living at 18 North Washington Street. He was convicted of sexual assault in 2003. Records show he went into a woman's bedroom, held her down, and sexually assaulted her. High-risk sex offenders are considered the most likely to reoffend. Well, some of us could see severe storms later today. Let's go to meteorologist Lisa Green to see what we can expect on this first alert weather day. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, good afternoon. We are even picking up rain now, not severe, which is just what we want to see. But later today, it gets a little bit rougher here. We've got a first alert weather day for today because of that threat for severe. Let's take a look at what we have happening right now. There are some thunderstorms, scattered thunderstorms, basically up to the northeastern corner of North Dakota, stretching back toward the James River Valley. And this is all kind of, the line is moving east, but the storms are kind of riding to the northeast, each individual cell here. So we're tracking those for you here into the afternoon. A couple of them in northwestern parts of Cavalier County, and then one guy here that's looking a little bit heavy over the Pembina area in moving to the north and east, eventually into Canada. You can see all that lightning there north of the border as well. So tracking the storms in the north, there's also a couple of cells in the south right around Carrington, especially south of town, seeing some thunder with that too. The rest of us have some sunshine, some clear skies. We're heating up, and the system overall going to continue. You can see that rotation on that low there. That's going to move eastward, and we'll see our threats for severe weather increasing into tonight. We've got some rain on the camera near the Cavalier area, and check out these rain reports. We're already at 4/10 of an inch in Candu, near that in Clyde and Langdon, and closer to 3/10 in Baker and in Wales. So picking up some rain in those spots. This is what we don't want to see, though, that severe risk under that slight risk today for many parts of the Red River Valley. So we're going to talk more about that, get the details for you, and time out these storms for you as well, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, authorities shut down a part of downtown Fargo for several hours for public safety. Police were originally called around 1 this morning to the area around the downtown Sanford. Police asked the public to avoid the area as they investigate a completed suicide. Roads were eventually reopened. No other information was released. Authorities say the first few days of Sturgis are the busiest they've seen in years. Some 700,000 people are expected to hit the small South Dakota town this year. The Sheriff's Department says there are calls for service and they're up dramatically. And they've already issued 207 violations for open containers since it started. We're learning new information on that deadly plane crash in Victoria, Minnesota. Authorities are now partially identifying the 3 people who died. One of the victims was from Nebraska and the other 2 were from Wyoming. The plane left Alexandria and was heading to Eden Prairie when it went down just before 6 Saturday evening, crashing into a vacant lot. No word yet on what caused that crash. Cleanup continues today for a derailed train near Bismarck. About 15 BNSF railroad cars jumped the tracks outside Bismarck just after 3 yesterday afternoon, leaving both sides of the tracks blocked. Emergency responders say it could be days before the tracks are cleared. No word yet on what caused those cars to derail. New COVID infections are now averaging more than 100,000 a day, a number not seen since February. Dr. Anthony Fauci says there won't be a federal vaccine mandate, but as Ian Lee explains, he expects more businesses and schools to implement their own soon.
The coronavirus vaccine could be fully approved by the FDA this month.
I don't predict, but I hope that it will be within the next few weeks.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says that could lead to new vaccine requirements at the local level.
That could be colleges, universities, places of business, a whole variety, and I strongly support that. The time has come is we've got to go the extra step to get people vaccinated.
About 50% of Americans are fully vaccinated. These nurses in North Texas protested an order by their hospitals, get the shots or lose your job.
I'm not here to say that you should get the vaccine or that you shouldn't get the vaccine. but that you should have a choice.
Children under 12 are still not eligible for the vaccines. Pediatric cases in the U.S. are soaring just as school starts back up. Nearly 1 in 5 cases in the last week of July were kids.
Feel safer. That's like one of the main reasons I want it.
Adrian Saucedo is about to begin 9th grade. He was one of 100 people at this vaccine pop-up clinic in Compton.
I want to be prepared and stay in school.
The jab is mandatory for those traveling north. After 16 months, Canada reopened its border to vaccinated Americans this morning.
It's really encouraging that we're going to be able to see our American neighbors, friends, and in many cases, family members come back to our community.
Canadians can start visiting the U.S. on August 21st. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Americans will also need a negative COVID test before traveling to Canada. Children under 12 will be able to visit if they're with a vaccinated adult. The trial for disgraced rapper R. Kelly is underway. It comes 2 years after Kelly's arrest and months after the trial was delayed because of the pandemic. The singer is charged with racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor. Jury selection is now underway. Opening statements of the trial are set to start August 18th. Work continues on a usually busy road in West Fargo and is bringing some new road closures. North Cheyenne Street is still shut down for work. Right now, most of the concrete is poured, but a lot of work still remains. That work is going to bring new road closures. Cheyenne Street closed from 4th Avenue East to 2nd Avenue West. There is a detour in place. That's 9th Street East, and that's going to be closed between Main Avenue and 13th Avenue. The project is now still on schedule right now. You can learn more about it tomorrow morning during a meeting at 11:30. Well, area veterans are now fighting the war on hunger, and they need your help. Veterans in the metro are collecting food for the Great Plains Food Bank. You can donate at the Fargo VFW, West Fargo VFW, and AM Vets Club. Donations will be accepted until August 21st. For more information, find this story on the free VNL News app. Well, next at noon, prestige or price tag. A new survey finds what's really important to future college students. But first, it's a First Alert Weather Day. Lisa Green lets you know when things will start getting stormy in the region.